Good morning, it's Armando Gong here, back with some more tips and my experiences in trying to become the best version of myself. And today, what I want to just dive into is the topic about accountability. Now, from my definition of accountability, is basically taking responsibility for all the things that you do in life and also being responsible to others and the sense that they can count on you. And I guess that's also dependability. And I wanted to talk about this because I find that in a lot of different aspects of our life, people do not take responsibility for their own actions. Now, this came up, I guess, in over the weekend and when we were away in our dragon boat race, where there was one of our team members mentioned that we should all be accountable for our own training, both inside and outside of practices, in order to be the best athlete that we can be. And that is related to us trying to improve ourselves and not relying on just the team in order to improve yourself. And I think that's a very important thing to do, to have personal accountability in trying to be the best version of yourself and to do the things that you want to do for yourself. And what that really means is that you are responsible for your own actions. So, for example, I enjoyed paddling, I enjoy dragon boat, but it is not I enjoy the activity, but I don't rely on the team in order to further my own successes. I take my own training to my responsibility, my own nutrition, my own rest, my own sleep. So that's something that I personally dictate and shape my life around in order to be the best athlete that I can be for that sport. And I think there are a lot of tendencies for people to rely on other people and therefore shift accountability from their own selves to others people. And this actually plays out in a lot of other situations in life where you might have a friend who is always late to events. Now, from, I everyone has those friends, and from my experience, most of the time they will just say that either the traffic, either they were running late, either they didn't take into account how long it would take. But there are lots of reasons why they can just kind of come up with these excuses, stories, reasonings for why they did not get to an event on time, versus having personal responsibility, taking accountability into your own accountability into your own hands, and be like, oh, I need to be at this event at 7:30. I know that there's going to be traffic, and I know I need to look for parking, so therefore I will arrive there at 6:30 instead, and then kind of work backwards from there in order to get to where they need to be at the right time, rather than letting traffic and outside conditions dictate where they will be. And this actually plays even more into the idea that every action and every event that we experience in life comes from our own actions versus it being dictated by outside circumstances. So, like, this goes back into like another idea where it's like, I can think that people are very lucky in getting to where they are, or I can think that people took a lot of hard work and did all the things that they did in order to get to where they are. Or I can blame everything that's happened in my life to things that I could not control. Or I can believe that everything that happens in my life is within my control and I can actively take actions in order to shape the way that I want it to. So this can relate to training. This can relate to your career. This can just relate to you being the person you want to be, rather than thinking that everything is already decided for you and I have no control over it. I guess it gets into a lot more philosophical aspects, which I would rather not get into. But the idea is still that accountability is something that you need to take personal responsibility over, both in terms of your own self growth in whatever field you want, whether it's your career, your finances, your health, everything, and not push that accountability off to other people to get where you want it to be, because you'll be always waiting for them to give you something rather than you taking it by your own hands. And what's the worst that can happen, right? Like you tried it, it didn't work, so at least it didn't work, and you move on. So the idea is just that always have personal accountability, both for your own personal well-being and the fact that other people can actually start relying on you for other things, and then you'll be accountable to themselves. And in turn, like you can have other people make sure that you're accountable. Let me rephrase that. Having other accountability partners can keep you in line with what you truly want, and so that you can fulfill your own personal responsibility for yourself. That is really all I had for today. I hope everyone has a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.